You touched upon what is replicated from TradFi, whether it's better or not in DeFi. I have a question in this regard. What do you think can the DeFi space, make better than it is in TradFi, if we disregard regulation, centralized governments, and so on? So basically, from the top of your head, what is the no-brainer thing that we could do way better if we didn't have any obstacles?
Well, I would say, I mean, in some ways, things like already are a lot better. Like just generally, I mean, there's, I think slowly you will see a lot of institutions moving on chain because things just are better already. I mean, like stablecoin use case has been widely proven already. You know, people love stablecoins, like massive growth sector, all around the world in countries where national currencies are unstable. People are turning to stablecoins. And they're still a bit clunky, and there's definitely room for improvement. But that's one massive use case that people like. Whether these decentralized ones or not, people like stable coins. And then I mean, I think just swapping without intermediaries is already like much better. Things cost a lot. Like remember when I went abroad when I was like a kid and like trying to just get money from the UK to I was in Argentina at the time, and my mum sent me like £100, and I ended up getting like 59 to me in my bank account. Like, what? Why? And it's just all these intermediaries like taking fees off the top, but like swapping currencies and moving them across the globe is really, really cheap already. So it's already a massive win there. And then on the lending and borrowing side, about that sort of like vertical, just go back to the transparency. Like when big banks collapse, they try and like figure out like why it happened, and it takes a decade. They have absolutely no idea what's happened. When a lending protocol struggles, exactly why. People are talking about it on Twitter within minutes if something's like going wrong. So yeah, I would just say that things already are better, and it just takes time for people to turn towards this technology. But it's happening day by day, all the time. People are slowly like coming in chain. If we look at the progress, the premise of the topic is like, is it dead? And it's just because we went up so quickly, and then sort of like normalized, and it's like very reflexive in crypto until the yield from off chain came on chain. But everything depended on like the success of Bitcoin essentially, and it's sort of like movements in the market, like all the interest rates and everything, all dependent on Bitcoin. But once that reflexivity is gone, or if you look at the like linear growth trend of DeFi, like it's only going in one direction. So I think people are already recognizing those benefits, and I speak to loads of institutions all the time that they're just a bit nervous to come on chain, but they really want to, and they're already experimenting with their own private forks of these networks and so on. But slowly but surely, the next decade I think just looks really bright for DeFi.
Yeah, I'd agree, and even be a bit bolder. Absolutely everything can be done much better, much safer, at much lower cost, simply because regular finance is bloated with tons of intermediaries all taking a cut, absurd regulation, we won't probably have time, but KYC and AML in the way they design are complete nonsense. They achieve none of the objective of the law, and they turn into massive cost to everyone, to business, to consumers, massive data problem, massive privacy problem, and so on. And so if you take just essentially the main limitation is not legal or whatsoever. The main limitation is regular finance. So as soon as you have to touch regular finance, this is what pain occurs. As long as you stay on chain, it's immensely more efficient. So if you take a use case like, okay, I have euros, I want to change them for dollar, you already do it much, much cheaper on chain than you do it off chain. So the main problem in that scenario would be if you actually want, let's say, the notes, going from the notes of euros to the notes of dollar, where you will suffer would be unwrapping your euros into euro stablecoin, then swapping the euro stablecoin for the dollar stablecoin. It's super cheap, super fast, every day, no problem. Then changing the dollar for the dollar notes, pain again. So it's every time you connect back to the regular financial system, this is where it's painful. It's simply because, it's an old system and then not very friendly to crypto. So I don't really see how we get past that. But essentially, we bring everything on chain, and then it's no longer a problem.